What do you with AI?
It's just sometimes when I have questions, I get it to answer. I don't have my finger on the pulse of it or anything.
Yeah. What do you feel? What do you feel about AI? What if AI starts doing podcasts?
They are.
Oh, I think it's a little overblown. I could be wrong because everyone seems to think that it's going to change the world. I don't know. I think it's just unreliable internet fodder clumped together into.
Do you think AI is not going to change the world?
Right.
That sounds like when my mom was like, the internet's a fad.
I never thought the internet was a fad.
No, that would be crazy if you thought that.
Right. And I don't think AI is a fad so much, but I think it's always going to need to be fact checked.
Yes, there's always going to be a human curating along the way for sure. Whoops, look what I've done.
I read. Oh damn! Yeah,
I think there's going to be.
Is that even human. Harley? Is this AI?
I had read that maybe they're not. There's not as much room to grow as maybe is promised, based on because they've pulled a lot of the investment forward. Right, a lot of money's poured into AI by the big companies. I'd seen that they're investing huge amount of money into just compute and trying to get as far ahead as possible. And maybe it's not like AGI and all that stuff is just not as simple or as clearly focused as we think it is. But I happen to think it is going to change the world myself. But
when I was a kid, there was a Consumer Reports magazine or whatever, and people would subscribe to this and they would use it to inform their purchasing decisions, right? If you needed a dishwasher or a vacuum cleaner and you're like me, I don't know the first thing about dishwashers. I don't know how to comparison shop them, but these guys would get a dozen dishwashers, test them all out and tell me which one was the best for which mission. Cool. But then every so often, Consumer Reports would test something that I was a subject matter expert in, right? Bicycles. When I was a teenager, I was riding my bike long distances. I did like 250 miles a week.
Yeah, that's some Matthew shit, bro.
Right. So I was sweaty as a teenager. But anyway, so then Consumer Reports starts testing bicycles. And they're fucking morons. They don't know the first things about bike. Pedaling ease was like their top consideration. And I'm like, that has so much to do with gear ratio and so little to do with like the quality of your bike. Anyone could make the pedals turn easily. And, comfort or this or that. I'm like, my gosh, the comfort that you think you're feeling at like whatever, a 1 mile ride is very different from a 35-mile ride or an 85-mile ride. And now when I'm an expert, I realize Consumer Reports is full of shit, and it makes me question what they say about dishwashers and vacuum cleaners. Back to AI. Every so often I'll search and AI will give me an answer on Elden Ring or Call of Duty or something I know a lot about. And I'm like, oh my God, this is wrong. This isn't right. Like I could see why you like grabbed information from different places and arrived at this stupid conclusion.
What do you do when that happens?
I say negative things about AI.
To the AI, do you scold it?
It lowers my opinion of them. And now when I
wasn't joking, by the way, when I asked if you scold it, because I do scold AI every single time. It'll do something like exactly what you said. It'll be wrong, and I know it, and I'll scold it. I get really mad at it. I'm like, oh, is that really it? So if that's this, and I'll have a conversation with it, and it speaks to me, my AI, my ChatGPT. It tries to talk to me in a particular way, and it'll be like, oh, sorry, bro, I get mixed up sometimes. My bad. How about we get this? And I'm like, don't talk like that. Just you're the computer. I don't want to have to be the one to correct you. I want to be able to rely on you. You can't rely on it like that.
I didn't think about it. What I actually do is it loses my attention. If it gives me bad advice, I'm like, heck this thing. I'm going to go some other direction to get my answers because it's making crap up.
It's not going to I wouldn't 100% rely on AI for fact-based stuff. I like to use AI for something that would be more open, something that would be more like, hey, I'm trying to, come up with a business idea. What are the first things? Like, what should I, is like, if I wanted to do this, something that would maybe inspire me,
I think it brings
bounce ideas off of something that's like not like, let me ask AI. I would actually prefer I Google something than ask AI something that I should Google myself. I'd rather do that personally. But if I was like, I want to write a poem. what's something I could write about? And it gave me ideas. I'd be like, oh, what kind of poems can I write? And it's giving me like poem concepts, like poem formats, maybe.
It's a good use.
And I never do that, bro. Trust me, bro. I'm straight. I would never fucking talk to AI about poems, bro. You know me, right?
I went through a phase where the moment I learned who our guest was this week for PKA, I would I would ask like ChatGPT for sample questions for this guy.
ChatGPT? Would you say?
ChatGPT.
I thought you said ChatGPT. I don't know. Maybe I made that
Maybe
up.
I said it wrong.
I'm projecting. Maybe go.
Anyway, it'd be like, freaking whatever. Like Rich Rebuilds. Is that the YouTuber? Like this guy is coming on my show. What question should I ask him for a podcast? And 100% of the time it was worthless. After 9-10 weeks, I just gave up on it. It never had a good answer.
Yeah. See, what I like about that is I would then tell my guest, I'd be like, so I asked ChatGPT what to ask about you. Want to hear what this dummy said?
That's not bad.
What's even good is you get the ChatGPT plugged into it. You put Zach on this shit, have it plugged in, and he presses it, and ChatGPT could say it.
That'd be fun. It says here you buy exclusively Puma sneakers. Why? He's like,
is that something it said?
True. No,
is that something?
I made up something stupid.
Okay, because that would be such a funny lie. You'd be like, why would ChatGPT say that about me? I literally never worn a Puma ever.
I'm not sure if I've ever worn a Puma.